So here's our starting grid then for today's Dubai Grand Prix. Evans starts on pole position for Alpine and Ramza starts alongside him on the front row in second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Jezzy in third for Alpine, Senna lines up fourth alongside him for Ferrari, S104 lines up in fifth for Aston Martin, with Zinx alongside him in Red Bull, and ASM lines up in seventh for Haas, while Jerry lines up in eighth for Mercedes, one of his worst qualification positions as well. Sogidek lines up ninth for Ferrari, Rapid lines up alongside him in 10th. Billy lines up in 11th for Alfa Romeo, and Pikachu lines up in 12th for Williams. In 13th, we've got Pikachu's teammate Algard, who has Mirage alongside him, keeping him company. Ni lines up 15th for AlphaTauri, Falcon lines up in 16th for Aston Martin, and the back row we have Rafael for Red Bull and Gogo for Haas. And S104 is right alongside with Evan now, and this is going to be about 2 breaks first. Evan is a break earlier there, but he's still right there with S104. It's going to be a drag race now into the final sector chicane. And meanwhile, in the background as well, Romza and Alka, they're fighting away as well. Evan right now behind the Aston Martin, going into the chicane though. Can he get ahead of the Aston Martin? So S104 retakes the lead, but he lost about 2 or 3 laps ago, although Evan is still trying to fight this one back, going into the final corner. No, he's not. Both of them are getting their pits together, and Romza as well. So these 3, they've come into the pits, and that now leaves Alka in the lead of this race. And Jesse and Ethan as well coming to the pits, so a lot of drivers now are coming to the pits. That's a Mercedes that has lost their wing. Oh, that's Romza. Romza lost his front wing on the pit entry. So Romza, that's going to be a very embarrassing moment for the Mercedes driver there, as that's going to cost him a lot of positions. I think that's going to drop him behind both Jesse and Ethan now, who have actually come on really close together in the pit lane. And there's McLaren sliding there. I don't know who that is. What's that rapid who was sliding there? No, it wasn't. That was AMW. AMW sure what's happening with him. I think he might have. Has AMW got glitched tires? I think he has actually. So that might actually be what's going on over there. Now Nirvana is behind Alka by 2 seconds. And then we have Senna 2.8 seconds behind. Meanwhile, the fight for the net lead now. Evan has gotten back ahead of S104 with the fastest middle sector now. Tires here. Evan is actually on the soft tires, S104 on the mediums. So this is both of them committing to the one-stop surely, because Evan is not going to be able to go to the end on those soft tires, and S104 will have to make another pit stop off those medium tires. As Pirvana now is into the pits, as Razor and ASM as well, they're both into the pit lane now. So these 3 drivers are going to be coming in for new tires now.
What happened to Soggy?
And Pirvana is on the medium tires, so he's definitely going to he's not going to actually have to stop again. So he is on the compound. That is good for AlphaTauri if they can bring those medium tires to the race, minus the safety, if there's a safety car. And at the moment, Evan is actually scared, and really, there's a big gap now between those two. Someone seems like he's got a cut in that first sector. He's lost a huge chunk of time now to Evan, who is now in the net lead of this race here by about 3 seconds to S104 behind now. Jerry is very messy. That's currently him in a net third place. Senna now is into the pits as well, so Ferrari they've gone a bit longer on those medium tires. I would assume he's going onto the hard tires now. And no, he's on another set of medium tires, so that's Senna as well committing to the 2-stop for them for sure. And Dennis now is in the pits for Haas as well. And Jesse now takes the fastest lap of the race, and he's right behind me now. Still hasn't stopped in this race, and he's now behind the Alpine of Jesse here, who's also on the soft tires. So Jesse is going to be fast for now. Those soft tires will definitely wear off quite quickly in this race right now. So Albert, how far he can take those medium after the middle sector. Surely Albert is going to be coming in.
Phoenix offer them larger
for about 3 or
robots
4 laps
so
longer
they
than
crash.
Evan and S104 have. So that is going to be a good chunk of extra positions now for
Watch
extra
AEW crash,
time
bro.
for him now to gain on the top 2
Someone
currently in
please
this race,
crash.
as Evan now takes the lead of the race. S104 in second place. And Jerry now is in the pits, so this is going to be an important stop. He's on the medium tires. He's picking up in this race. So he's taking about half this. Surely going to be hard tires now go to the end. No, he's gone on the soft tires, so that's very committing to the speed up as well, surely. As he's going to be able to take those soft tires to the end of the race. And now Senna lost the best in the mid sector, so that's carrying him ahead of, no, not ahead of Giovanna. Ahead on the board, but he's not ahead on the screens at the moment, and Alcat is also chasing after our driver in front of him. Race once again going towards the chicane. Alga taking a bit of a wider line, but that helped him to get a better entry, and that's going to be Alga ahead. That's Giovanna trying a bit of a switchback now, going towards the final corner now, and Giovanna on the inside, now on the outside, goes to switcheroo again. That's Giovanna back into third place now ahead of this. Alga and Senna is actually in the mix as well, so Senna making use of this fight right now, had a little look on the inside Alga there, but at the moment still unable to find a way past from these two at the moment. They're going to the middle sector, and Giovanna is Alga, so that gap is not much. Lost the back straight now, so this is closer to Senna behind him than he is to Giovanna going into the hairpin now.
I'm gonna predict something. Lap 17
alongside
and
with
someone
Senna now.
crash.
Both of these two fighting for that fourth place now. Senna finally found his opportunity to pounce here, and on the run down towards the final chicane, Alga about winning the drag race, going in here, and Senna had a bit of a tighter line to try and cut into Alga. Meanwhile, he's managed to hold on for the time being. And Alga actually on the hard tires, so Alga definitely will be struggling for it at the moment right now. It will not be much better than Senna's mediums and Giovanna's mediums. Really swapped Alga now, going into the end of the sector. No, what happened actually. Senna has fallen back again. Yes, he has. Now, actually, Giovanna is behind Alga. Giovanna is a mere mistake at the end of that first sector, and now he's under pressure from Senna as well. And overtaken by Senna. So Giovanna in a flash lost 2 positions under half the sector. Meanwhile, right now the gap in front. Actually, that's been mistake in that first sector. That promoted S104 back into the lead of this race by 2.5 seconds here. And that is currently a big gap actually. No, let's say it's too early. Evan could try and close up at the moment. Now we still have Alga about almost 10 seconds back actually. Senna and Giovanna is all by the other side. These three at the moment, they have about 1 second, 2 seconds back from each other at the moment here. And then they have me about 6 seconds back from Giovanna now. Is also there in 8.
Come on, Soggy, crash. Upside down domination.
Jersey on those soft tires very much way to go wide, and that's not going to have him under pressure from Ethan and Jersey now.
Australian domination.
Now Ethan manages to get ahead, so Razor is trying to come back on his soft tires as Razor.
Soggy just
Getting a cut. Ethan as well, so that's now Jesse taking 2 for 1 there, and he's now says thank you very much, and then he will take 8th place. And then he will have to chase after Ramza in front of him, about 3 seconds ahead at the moment here, as the gap stands at the moment. But we'll have to wait for the update at the end of the middle sector. And it looks like actually has Ramza made a mistake? No, he hasn't. But Ramza right now, he's
Ukraine.
Knee on the soft tires.
Give me sound.
Heading to go From the new signing here, signed just about 20 minutes before the session even this race even started, and he's actually being overtaken now by the Haas driver, as Dennis now going to have a go into the chicane on the hard tires as well. Solidek is on the medium tires, so Solidek's going for the two-stopper for sure now. It's now going into the final corner. Looks like Solidek's managed to shake off that Haas driver for now, but he's still about 35 seconds back from the leaders at the moment. And meanwhile here, Nee is currently being caught up to by Jazzy's train here. So now Nee is gonna have to be try and do something with those very worn hard tires if he wants to try and stay in the points at the moment here. And now now Jazzy is currently only in 8th place. So actually, this race has been terrible for the top 3 in the championship. Evan at the moment is in 2nd place. Sorry, make that first, as no, he's not ahead of S104 on the screens. I'm not sure how he's actually ahead on the timing board, but he's currently in 2nd place on our screens, obviously. And meanwhile, AMW has crashed, and with 9 laps to go, that's surely going to be a safety car now. After 20 laps of this race, Nee now comes into the pits here, and Jerry as well. Those two are coming into the pits together now, and AMW
time for me
causes
to drive
a safety car. So that's going to be our first safety car of this race.
Oh, okay.
And it's going with 9 laps to go. That's going to be throwing a spanner into the works. Solidek and Dennis are into the pits now, and Falcon as well is into the pits. Surely everyone is going to be coming into the pits. It does look like that. So now we finally got our first DNF of the season now. Sorry, the race. And now, so now everyone is definitely going to be coming to the pits for either soft or medium tires. You could see some drivers going for the soft tires to risk it at the moment. Going to the final corner now, and I believe these two are S104 and Evan are definitely going to be coming to the pits now. Yes, they do. So these two are probably going to go for the medium tires. I doubt they would risk it on the softs again. S104 now going all the way to the end of the pit lane. And meanwhile, Evan is on another set of softs. So Evan is risking it, S104 as well. So they definitely think these soft tires can go to the end. Piavana staying out. So Piavana on those medium tires, he's chosen to stay out on the track here. And Romza, Razor, Jazzy, Ethan, Billy, and ASM are into the pits now as well. So currently everyone from knee downwards. They haven't hit it yet. So they're going to be gaining some positions from this as well. So that's Jazzy now making his way down the pit lane, and he's actually behind Razor now. So Razor is going to be ahead of the Alpine driver now. So right now, Piavana is our net leader, our leader of this race here, but he hasn't stopped for a new set of tires. And I'm not too sure where the safety car is at the moment. There's the safety car now going down towards the chicane. There's Piavana, who is coming to the pits now. So he's going to have fresher tires for now. But you can focus on driving. I'll make the safety car announcements and stuff. There's S104 now, he's leading this pack here. And there's S104 now going, so that's going to be the green flag for S104, and we've got 7 laps remaining in this race. He's pulled a nice gap to Evan behind now, 1.7 here the gap is, and Ramza right now is going to be under pressure from Algard, although I think actually Ramza might have passed Algard before the line there. That might be a problem there with the stewards, but and at the moment he might have even overtaken Algard as well. Overtaken Senna as well. As meanwhile S104 purple first sector, so he is very much finding some pace out there. Pirvana now takes that purple sector on those soft tires as well. So now Evan here, he's about almost 3 seconds behind S104 here. S104 took a podium last weekend. Could he actually find himself in another podium position here if he can hold on to this, of course? And Evan now, he's actually under pressure from Senna soon, if Senna manages to catch up here, as right now Evan 2.3 seconds here the gap, so he's currently not gaining too much on S104. Meanwhile Senna, he's got Ramza and Algard fighting behind here into the chicane. Algard on the medium tires, and Evan's dropped back now behind Senna as well. Senna now is up into 2nd place, so I think Evan made another mistake on the chicane, or he's just not finding as much pace through that chicane here in this race. 3.5 now the gap S104 has got, and if these drivers keep fighting here, this could help him to secure his first win of the season. And then Evan going wide there, and that's going to cost him put the position to Algard surely, as Algard now on the exit will have good traction there, but he's still not in there. So the soft tires at the moment making the difference here, although Algard goes around the outside and takes that 3rd place now. Senna is still trying to get away from these drivers now, as they have almost 3 abreast going into the hairpin now. And now Evan is side by side with Senna for this 2nd place. Towards the chicane now, all 3 of these drivers deploying their ERS down this back straight. Evan edges ahead of the Ferrari driver now, going into the final chicane here. And it looks like there's Algard going deep, and he's gone through the runoff there, but he's now not gained anything from that. He's actually lost time from that. Now Ramza is right behind him as well. Desi also is right there. And he's got, is that Jerry there? Where Jerry is here. So Jerry goes deep, Jerry, and Jerry spins, had a half spin, and that's now him dropping behind the likes of Billy and Soilik and Falcon now, and that's going to be a terrible day for Jerry now if he can make up for that mistake, as Ethan now goes deep. That's him behind me and him and Rapid now, who was actually last in this race for a bit. So Rapid has definitely made use of this safety car to climb back a few positions now. Now Ethan is trying to have that exit now down the hairpin, down the main back straight I should say, and he's not using that much ERS, and now Ethan flies past him. Now he's going to have a go for that position on the McLaren in front of him of Rapid now. These two are also catching up to Ramza now in front. Safety car will not be having any more safety cars in this race. And meanwhile, Desi right now in 5th place. But with the gap out in front, 4 seconds, as we've got Senna and Evans still battling away for that 2nd place. But Evans lost his front wing in the 1st sector. That's going to be a long lap for him to get back into the pits now, and that's going to be heartbreaking for Evan, who's definitely going to be losing his chance to fight for this championship now. Now Algard is in 4th. Algard is going to be in 3rd place now, so this is a podium for Williams to take forward together. Now Jesse's got a long train of cars behind him here, as you can see. He's holding up about, I think that's at least half a dozen cars at the moment now, and he's probably about a second clear of that train though. 4th place. So that's currently 12 points he's gaining on Sogdic, who's down in 17. So at the moment, that'll be a net 12 points for Jesse, and that'll be 2 points ahead of Sogdic in the championship now, who's had a terrible day, to say the least, in this race, as Ethan now is into 5th place. We've got almost 3 laps remaining here. No, sorry, still 2 laps remaining now, as now Evan peels into the pit lane, and that's, well, a terrible day for him there. But his teammate on the other side of the garage is going to be having a good day at the moment. He's in 4th place, but he still has to defend that from Ethan and Rapid behind, who are still going nuts over that 5th place at the moment there. And now the gap in front, almost 4 seconds, so S104 a bit in cruise control at the moment now. Senna now finally comes out of that chicane, hairpin. And now we'll watch though to see Jesse. He's currently going to be under pressure from Ethan and Rapid right behind him as well. And Ramza not too far from this as well, but he doesn't seem to have that pace to try and get back ahead now. Going into the final sector now. Looks like Jesse is going decently right now. As Jesse now rounding towards the final corner. He's got Ethan right up his gearbox now. Going towards the final corner now. Ethan goes round the outside. Why is the season champion here trying to get past the Alpine driver now into the first corner? And he manages to do so. For this moment there, I thought he didn't manage to get past, but the Alfa Romeo now is up into 4th place. But Jesse is still going to have to try and fight this one back for sure now, as we're on the penultimate lap of this race now, and Senna now 2.7 from S104. He needs to gain quite a substantial amount of time if he wants to catch up. As now these two, Ethan and Jesse, they're catching up to Alga for this final podium position. So this is going to be crucial points here, as Alga breaking the toe a little bit there by weaving about on the track a bit, and now Ethan is defending the inside line from Jesse, but that's going to give him a poorer exit down this back straight, but it doesn't seem to have affected him too much now, as now he's currently catching up to Alga in front of him with the ERS deployment going into the chicane now, and Alga is still in 3rd place, but Ethan now is in 4th place. I think that those soft tires are definitely wearing out a lot more than those medium tires at the moment now, as S104 now going through the first sector. He is led the most laps in this race now, and he's currently 3.5 seconds ahead of Senna, who is miles clear of Alga at the moment. And Ethan and Jesse still going at it for these minor points right now. This is worth 2 extra points for Jesse right now, but these 2 points will be very crucial in the end for Jesse right now. If he can try to get these 2 points, which will be extremely important at the moment here. He's not looking likely to do so, and actually Rapid is also catching up to these two, as now he's going to have a better exit going down this back straight, as Jesse got on the curb a little bit, and now Jesse is, well, he was fighting for 4th place, but now he's trying to defend from 6th place Rapid right now, and he's actually been overtaken by the Alpine driver now going towards the chicane here. Rapid manages to get past the Alpine, but now Jesse needs to get a good final sector if he wants to try and get past now. S104 meanwhile crosses the line. He is going to win his first race at the Dubai Grand Prix. Senna now crosses the line. He will take his podium in 2nd place. Alga comes home for 3rd place ahead of Ethan in 4th, but Rapid just about on the line gets Jesse by less than half a tenth, and that's 2 points down the drain for Jesse, unfortunately there. And that's gonna be Jesse in 6th place, Razor 7th, Knee in 8th, Pivana 9th, and Falcon in 10th.
Okay, nice race.
Okay, you're unmuted.